Hey everyone, the question I get asked all the time is what's a coin that you think potentially can 100x? I was lucky enough in the last bull run to jump on things like Matic below 1 cent, Cardano at 3 cents, and things like that. So I actually had a couple of 100x's on the last bull run. And the feeling of it is there's nothing else like it, okay? When you just see that everyone's throwing into something and you've got it right down at the very bottom, it's a phenomenal feeling. And from there, there was two. Okay, so last year I talked around that there was two. One of them was Mover. Okay, but the thing with Mover is that when I gave it, it was back here when it was high threes. It's now gone up to 40, so it already 10x and it's come back to there. So it's pretty much 8x from when I had it as my 100x coin. So the upside is now a bit less limited. You might only get a 20x or something like that from it because it's already done its explosive move. So there's another one as well that I own off that has a low market cap. The thing you always want to look at is it has to have a low market cap. So people saying that Shiba's going to go 100x are crazy because the thing's already got $1 billion market cap. If it goes to 100x, it's going to be 100 billion. Well, it's already got more than $1 billion market cap. So you've got to find those small cap gems. Like when I jumped on Matic, it was under $30 million market cap. So when it 100x'd, it just went to a $3 billion market cap. Okay, so it's a lot easier to get the multipliers when the market cap is small. Market cap is key. So you've got to find these small gems in there. But again, you don't ever throw your whole portfolio at a low cap gem. It's always risk to reward, but you always want to have some exposure, a few percent of your account to something that can potentially explode. So from there, the one that I'm looking at now is a project called Opulus. Okay, so Opulus only has a $30 million market, or $45 million now. Sorry, it's pumped up last night, 30%. So $45 million market cap. So again, if it was to 100x from here, you're looking at a $4.5 billion market cap. At the peak of the last bull run, Opulus was more than that. It was $1 billion company. Okay, so it can potentially get back there again just from where it is now. The other thing I really like is that it's also not on any big exchanges. The biggest one it's on right now is KuCoin as well. So if KuCoin's only just the biggest one, if it was to ever land on any of the really other big exchanges like Binance or things like that, all of a sudden you'll get a whole lot more volume coming in as well. So then on that, I like to then unpack a few of the things. If you ever go to their website here, which is back here, you can unpack a little bit around it. If you come to the About Opulus, it'll teach you all around what it is. There's always 4 things that I look at in a project, and that is the team behind it. Because if they've got a track record of succeeding before, there's a good chance that they're going to do it again. For instance, Elon Musk with Tesla, he had already founded PayPal before that and built a multi-billion-dollar company before that. So the chances are if he's built one empire before, he's got a good track record that he can do it again with Tesla. Okay, so these guys, what they're doing is music fungible tokens. And from there, the team behind it is here. So Lee Parsons, he created Ditto Music back in the day. And it ended up being a $300 or $400 million company from there. I think it was using similar things to like Napster and stuff like that peer-to-peer. So he's got, a track record of creating a music empire before. Okay. As you can see, he's put in a 500K independent, including Chance the Rapper, Ed Sheeran, and more. All right. So he's obviously been in that space, had those connections, and still has those connections now. It's always, as you know, who you know, not what you know. Okay, you can be the most smartest person in the room, but if no one knows that you're the smartest person in the room, then it won't ever get out there to the public. Whereas if you've got connections with someone that can get it out there, then that's how it happens. All right, so he's built something similar before. He's just now building it on the blockchain. And if you look at the advisors behind it, okay, you've got Nick Gatfield, who's the former Sony Music CEO. Okay, he personally signed Amy Winehouse, Radiohead, Katy Perry, One Direction, etc. So if you've got the former Sony Music CEO behind this project, again, you can imagine the connections that he has in the music industry as well. Who you know, not what you know. Then you've also got Mark, who's the CEO of 360 Zero. He's the manager of Calvin Harris. Will Smith made deals with Jay-Z. Same thing. Who you know, not what you know. You've got the connections there. Then on top of that, you then got Christina. He's from TikTok. She's one of the leading forces in TikTok becoming the go-to platform for new music. So then TikTok's probably the number one social platform as well. So if she can get connections with Oculus within it as well. So you can start to see, okay, there's a pretty good team. You've got someone that's got a track record of doing something like it before, just not on the blockchain. And then you've got people you know in the industry that will have the connections that will be able to get it out there when it does blow up as well. Okay. Going back to Lee as well, one thing I love about what he's doing is if you go to their Telegram channel, he's in there talking with the community, getting them involved as well. That's the next thing I look for is how are the socials looking? Are they active? Are people active? Are the team in there being active? And the actual CEOs in there talking to people, telling them what's going on. Like if you come to their Twitter, there's starting to jump into the AI as well. So, and we know that's a hot industry that's taken people off as well. But the big thing that's coming is that they're announcing this new utility updates, and that's the most important thing with any coin. What's its utility? What's its use case? Sometimes it's a great idea, but if the token's not actually got good utility, there's no point having it. So they're announcing some really big updates for it, which is why, that was only a week ago. The movement's starting to pump a bit more now because obviously people are in the know knowing what this utility is, and that's going to be game changing for these music products. So now you've got fundamental reasons why the token might be pumping as well. But let's look at the most important thing now, which is the chart. Why am I looking at this one on the chart? All right, let me show you. First of all, let's see where we were. We were up at $8 USD. We're now down at 16. So already you've got massive upside to get up back to the all-time high. From there, what we're looking at is this. Okay. We obviously had a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then, all of a sudden they're selling higher, they're buying equal. Okay, so that's the low there right now. From this point, you can see that we have a weekly top right here. Higher high, but then higher low. See how they are buying at this range here? Major support, was major resistance, was major resistance, was major. So we have had a resistance support flip. Textbook TA stuff. We're now looking for the same thing here. If we drag this one across, resistance has become support, is becoming resistance. That means that anyone that bought there is trapped money. They've exited there. If we get a weekly candle close above here, that means there's no more sellers and that there's no more trapped buyers. So then now we look at where's the next amount of trapped buyers. And they were here. Oh. Okay, anyone that bought that dip is now underwater. They had a chance to get out here. So if we come up and we go through this zone, and they're no longer selling there, that's telling you sellers are exhausted and that anyone that bought there had already exited there, and we've only got bag holders now. So if you actually now unpack the chart, tell me where people are exiting out of this thing. People will tell you they're wrong. That's resistance. There's no bag holders there. Resistance, you're looking for where support, that's where people bought. So anyone that bought there is now underwater getting out. So there's nothing there. There's no bag holders until a little bit here at $1.80, which again from here is at least a 10x. And then it's just a flea row, a little bit more up here as well. But as you can see, there's no major trapped buyers anywhere in this chart. Okay, so if we break out of this zone right now, if we weekly close above here, we have a change of structure. That means we're bullish from this point here. We have a higher high, high low, high high. Then we've just got to get above here. So if we can get above that zone, which again, I'm happy with a weekly close above here. We get a weekly close above here. we have a double bottom accumulation breakout that's come back to May 2022. So nearly 2 years. Okay, so here looks like we're breaking out on the weekly as long as we get a weekly close above here. Weekly close above there, we have a major reversal, which means that we're looking for much more upside. So the TA is also looking very good on this thing as well. As you guys know, I've traded this thing and made an absolute fortune off, bought here at 5 cents, sold here at 30 cents. I bought here again, sold there again. But again, back in, ready, and I'm hoping now this time is actually going to be a long holder now. So if we get a weekly close above there, we're bullish market structure on the weekly from that point. But it could just do this. 1, 2, 3, and just keep going sideways. Okay, so at weekly close above there, we're bullish till we get to here. This is the key zone. If we get above there, then we are breaking out of a 2-year accumulation base. That's when stuff gets exciting. You want to be, skate to where the puck is going, not where it's been. So you want to be prepared where this thing could go. Okay, we want to make sure we get a weekly close above here because as you can see, wick up. We've never had a candle close above this major level. So if we get that, all good. And then we move on to the next one. If you have any questions about it, guys, want to know anything more, let me know. But when people ask me what's your one, you've got to look at market cap. You got to look at use case. You got to look at the team. You got to look at why it could go. Okay. And this is one that ticks all of those boxes for me. Again, that doesn't mean I've put a whole, 50% of my portfolio in it. I put a small percentage because it is a high risk, high reward play. Okay. And you treat it as such that you do the same thing. Okay. Take care, everyone. Hope you like the video and best of luck.